Did you know that the first 5 minutes after you wake up might hold the secret to whether you live to 85 or 105? It sounds unbelievable, but cutting-edge research from top longevity experts is uncovering something extraordinary. A simple 5-minute morning ritual, so subtle most people miss it, could be the difference between slowly fading with time or stepping into decades of energy, clarity, and vibrant health, even after 65. And here's the real shocker. It's not about expensive supplements, hardcore workouts, or chasing youth. It's about how you start your day. Those first quiet moments before the world wakes up with you. Moments that act like a switch, guiding your body toward healing or decline. Today, I'm going to walk you through this life-extending protocol, a sequence of simple steps that leading doctors believe may add up to 20 strong, active, joyful years to your life. And chances are, you've never even heard of it. In fact, 99% of seniors are skipping it every single morning without even realizing the cost. But once you hear the story of Harold, a 68-year-old retired engineer who thought his best days were behind him, you'll understand just how powerful this 5-minute routine really is. Because sometimes, changing how you begin your day changes everything that follows. Let me introduce you to Harold. He's 68, a retired engineer from a quiet town in Ohio. The kind of man who built bridges in his working years, yet lately he couldn't even bridge the gap between his chair and the front door without losing his breath. 2 years ago, Harold's days felt heavier than ever. His energy was draining away like water through a leaky bucket. His joints ached with every step, as if time itself had wrapped weights around his knees. And during a routine visit, his doctor gave him news no one wants to hear. His heart was struggling. Harold looked at the family photos on his living room shelf, especially the ones of his grandkids, and quietly wondered if he'd be around to watch them grow up. Then one morning, fate stepped in from just next door. His neighbor, a retired physician in his 70s, saw the worry in Harold's eyes. And he shared something simple, a 5-minute morning ritual, one that, frankly, sounded too good to be true. Harold was skeptical, but as he later said, "What did I have to lose, except more time?" So he gave it a try, and something began to shift. Within just a few weeks, Harold noticed he wasn't dragging through the day anymore. He was waking up lighter, his joints less stiff, his mind clearer. 6 months later, his doctor was stunned. His blood work told a different story, one that didn't belong to a 70-year-old man, but someone closer to 55. "I feel like I've been handed back time," Harold says now, "and all I did was change how I start my morning." Now let's walk through that very routine. The 5 powerful steps Harold followed, and the first one begins the moment your eyes open. So what exactly did Harold do? What tiny shift in his morning gave him the kind of results that left even his doctor speechless? It wasn't magic, it wasn't a miracle drug, and it certainly wasn't anything out of reach for you or me. It was a simple sequence, just 5 easy steps, done in the first few minutes after waking. Each one targeting something your aging body desperately needs: hydration, circulation, muscle strength, joint flexibility, and mental sharpness. And here's the truth. On their own, each of these habits is powerful. But when done together, in the right order, they create a synergy that can transform your mornings, and possibly your future. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through every step, what to do, why it works, and how to start tomorrow morning without stress, confusion, or fancy equipment. So let's begin with the very first thing you should do before your feet even touch the floor. Before you sit up, before your feet even touch the floor. There's one simple act that could ease the strain on your heart, protect your brain, and set your entire body on the path to healing. A single glass of water, but not just any water. This is what top researchers now call the morning hydration protocol. And for seniors over 65, it may be the most important sip you take all day. You see, while you sleep, your body quietly loses up to a pint of water through breath, sweat, and the slow ticking of the night. By morning, your blood becomes thicker, your heart works harder, and your brain runs dry on the fuel it needs most: hydration. Dr. Benjamin Walker, director of geriatric medicine at Cleveland Clinic, explains it like this: It's like trying to start a car with no oil. Every system is under stress. Just ask Shirley. She's 73, a retired school teacher from Minneapolis, who thought starting the day with a strong cup of coffee was keeping her sharp. But that habit was quietly taxing her heart every morning. Dizziness, palpitations, a growing sense of fatigue. When her cardiologist discovered the issue, it wasn't her heart itself. It was the way her day began. After switching to the hydration protocol, her blood flow improved, her symptoms eased, and within just 17 days, she felt like someone had turned the lights back on inside her. So what exactly should you do? Here's your first step. Do this tomorrow morning before anything else. Reach for a glass of room temperature water, 16 ounces, and squeeze in a quarter of a fresh lemon. Why room temperature? Because cold water shocks the system and tightens blood vessels. Room temp water gently wakes your circulation, like sunlight melting morning frost. And the lemon, it's not just flavor. It delivers vital electrolytes and vitamin C to support your arteries and keep them flexible. Drink it within the first minute of waking. Yes, before coffee, before tea, before checking your phone. Because this one small step could mean a world of difference for your heart, your energy, and your day ahead. Are you willing to make this simple shift, just one glass of life-giving water, to begin the healing process from the inside out? Good. Because the next step is just as powerful, and it only takes 60 seconds. Now that your body's rehydrated, it's time to do something just as crucial, something your brain, heart, and legs are silently begging for each morning. Get the blood moving. You see, while you sleep, gravity quietly pulls your blood downward. It pools in your legs. It slows in your vessels. And when you suddenly rise without activating your circulation, it's like flipping on a garden hose that's been frozen all night. Pressure builds, flow is uneven, and the risk of clots and strokes skyrockets. But here's the hopeful truth. Just 60 seconds of the right movements, done gently, done immediately, can dramatically reset your circulation, boost brain oxygen, and reduce your stroke risk before breakfast. Dr. Eleanor Thomas at Johns Hopkins says it best. The first minute after getting out of bed may be the most underestimated window in senior health. It sets the tone for your vascular system all day long. Take Wesley, for example. He's 75, a former accountant from Portland. He woke up one morning with a numb arm and slightly slurred speech, classic warning signs of a stroke. Thankfully, he got help in time. But his doctor discovered poor morning blood flow patterns were putting him at serious risk. So they gave him this simple circulation reset. 3 months later, scans showed his arteries were clearer, his brain blood flow more stable, and his symptoms gone. And now, it's your turn. Here's your 60-second circulation reset. Do this the moment you stand up from bed. 1. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly raise your arms high as you take a deep, full breath in, like greeting the morning sky. 2. Lower your arms as you exhale. Let your breath release tension and wake your chest. 3. Roll your shoulders backward 5 times, then forward 5 times. Gently, no strain, just motion. 4. Now do 10 heel raises. Rise onto your toes, then slowly lower back down. Feel the blood move upward with each lift. That's it. No equipment, no pain, just movement, light, intentional, and deeply healing. Because circulation is the river of life inside you, and every healthy morning begins by unblocking that river. So I ask you, can you give yourself just 60 seconds to help your brain breathe and your heart pump with ease? If so, get ready, because next we're feeding your muscles what they've been quietly starving for. Now that your circulation is flowing and your heart is awake, it's time to nourish the part of your body that keeps you standing tall, walking steady, and living independently, your muscles. But here's a truth that too few seniors ever hear. Your muscles aren't just shrinking because of age. They're disappearing because of timing. New research from the National Institute on Aging shows that between 3 and 8 a.m., your body enters a fast-track state of muscle breakdown. And if you don't give it what it needs right away, it starts pulling strength from your own reserves. That means by the time most people over 65 finish their coffee, their muscles are already losing ground. Dr. Rebecca Fleming, a leading gerontologist, puts it simply: if you wait too long to eat protein in the morning, your body starts burning your muscles for fuel. And once that tissue is gone, it's hard to get back. Now meet Thomas. He's 70, a retired postal worker from San Diego who thought staying active was enough. But even with daily walks, he was getting weaker. Carrying groceries became a struggle. Stairs felt like mountains. When his doctor tested his muscle mass, the results were alarming. He was entering frailty, quietly but quickly. So Thomas made one small change. He followed the protein timing method, and within just 90 days, his lean muscle mass rebounded, his balance improved, and he could feel a difference in every step he took. "I feel stronger now than I did 5 years ago," Thomas says with a smile. "And all I changed was what I ate when I woke up." So what exactly did he do? Here's how you apply the protein timing method. Within 30 minutes of waking, right after your hydration and circulation steps, consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality, easily digestible protein. Here are some senior-friendly options: a scoop of whey protein mixed into almond milk or water, 4 to 5 egg whites with 1 whole egg, gently cooked, a bowl of Greek yogurt with chia seeds and a dash of honey. For vegetarians, a plant-based shake made with pea and rice protein, or a cup of cottage cheese. It's not just breakfast, it's muscle insurance. Fuel your body can actually use when it needs it most. Because muscles are more than movement. They protect your bones, power your metabolism, help prevent falls, and keep you independent. So I'll ask you, will you give your body what it's quietly been asking for every morning? A strong start with the strength to stay strong. Good. Because what's coming next will unlock the flexibility and freedom your joints have been missing. Now that your muscles are nourished and your blood is flowing, let's focus on something that far too many seniors try to ignore. Stiffness, that tight, creaky feeling in your back, knees, or hips when you first stand up. It's more than just getting old. It's your body waving a red flag, warning you that your joints aren't ready to move yet. You see, during sleep, the synovial fluid, the natural lubricant inside your joints, thickens. So when you suddenly get up and start moving, it's like trying to turn rusty gears without oil. The result? Friction, pain, and over time, permanent joint damage. Dr. Jonathan Becker, a top rheumatologist at Mayo Clinic, puts it plainly: the first 30 minutes after waking are when joints are most vulnerable to long-term deterioration, but the right movements can reverse that path. Just ask Donna. She's 82, a proud grandmother from Tampa. For years, she dreaded mornings. Her knees felt locked. Her spine was stiff. Even brushing her hair felt like a chore. Then her doctor gave her a 90-second joint mobility sequence. And within just a few weeks, she was getting dressed without help, walking farther, even playing catch with her grandkids again. "That little routine gave me back my freedom," she said. "I thought that part of my life was over." It wasn't. Here's the exact 90-second mobility sequence Donna used, and you can start it tomorrow. While sitting on the edge of your bed, 1. Rotate each ankle 10 times in one direction, then 10 times the other. Picture oil flowing back into the hinges of your body. 2. Gently circle your knees, one at a time, 10 times each way. This loosens the joints that carry your weight every day. 3. Now stand up slowly, hold on to a chair or counter if needed. Do 5 gentle side bends, reach one arm up and over, then switch sides. 4. Rotate your torso left and right, 5 times each. Think of it as wringing out stiffness like a wet towel. 5. Finally, roll your shoulders back 10 times, slow and wide. Let each roll melt the tension sitting between your neck and spine. That's it. In less than 2 minutes, you've told your body, "I'm ready to move. I'm ready to live today with ease." Because your joints don't just support movement, they support independence. And that's something worth protecting every single morning. So ask yourself this: would you rather spend 90 seconds now or spend hours in waiting rooms later? The choice is yours. Next up, we focus on the one area of health that defines everything else: your brain. Now that your body is awake, your joints are moving, and your muscles are fed, It's time to turn to something even more precious. Your mind. Because the truth is, no matter how strong your legs are or how young your heart feels, if your memory starts slipping, it can feel like you're losing yourself, piece by piece. But what if I told you that just 60 seconds each morning could help sharpen your brain, protect it from age-related decline, and even build new mental strength? Science says it's possible. At Stanford University's Brain Longevity Center, neurologists discovered that a short mental ritual performed right after waking can stimulate the production of BDNF, a powerful protein that helps your brain grow new connections, stay flexible, and defend itself against aging. Dr. William Hayes explains it like this: your brain is like a garden, and the first few minutes after you wake up, that's when the soil is most fertile. That's when new growth takes root. Let me introduce you to Edward. He's 79, a retired attorney from Chicago with a sharp wit and a sharp memory. Until one year, he started forgetting small things: names, appointments, simple daily tasks. It scared him. His father had lived with dementia. Edward feared he was next, but his neurologist gave him a tool, not a pill, not a program. A 60-second exercise he could do from bed. And within 2 months, Edward wasn't just stable, he was sharper. His test scores improved, his confidence returned, and so did his peace of mind. I feel more present now than I have in years, he told us, and I'm not letting my brain slip away without a fight. Here's the exact mental clarity exercise Edward used, and you can start it tomorrow. Before checking your phone, turning on the TV, or even speaking, close your eyes. Then mentally rewind your previous day in reverse order. Start with what you did just before bed, what you had for dinner, who you spoke with, where you went, what you wore, what you ate for lunch. Keep going, step by step, backward, like watching a movie of your life in reverse. This reverse recall may seem simple, but neurologists say it forces your brain to form new pathways, rather than just replaying old ones. And as it gets easier, challenge yourself. Add more details. Go back 2 days. Recall smells, sounds, colors. Each time you're giving your brain a little workout, not for biceps, but for memory, awareness, clarity. Because your mind is your compass, and keeping it sharp means navigating life with purpose, dignity, and joy. So I ask you, will you invest just 1 minute each morning to stay mentally vibrant for years to come? Because the most valuable asset you'll ever own isn't your house or savings, it's your mind. And protecting it starts with this one simple habit. Now, let's put all 5 of these elements together and see just how powerful your mornings can become. So now you know, 5 simple habits, just 5 minutes each morning, that could help you live not just longer, but stronger, sharper, and freer than you ever imagined possible after 65. Let's take one last look. A glass of room temperature lemon water, so your heart doesn't have to fight dehydration at sunrise. A 60-second circulation reset to keep blood flowing to your brain and away from danger. Protein within 30 minutes to protect the muscles that keep you walking, lifting, and living. A 90-second mobility routine to lubricate your joints before stiffness locks you in. A mental clarity exercise to keep your memories alive and your mind as sharp as your spirit. Each one by itself, helpful, but together, they form a morning ritual that could give you years, maybe decades, of strength, independence, and joy. Think about it. What would you do with an extra 10, 15, or even 20 healthy years? Would you travel somewhere you've always dreamed of? Would you dance at your granddaughter's wedding? Would you finally start that garden, write that book, or just wake up each day knowing your body and mind are still working with you, not against you? This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the life you still have and choosing to live it fully, just like Harold did. When he committed to these 5 steps, his life transformed. His blood pressure normalized. His joint pain dropped by over 80%. And his cognitive tests, they showed the brain function of someone 15 years younger. His doctor said, "I rarely see changes like this in patients over 65. But Harold isn't rare. He's just consistent. And now it's your turn. You've worked hard your whole life. You've shown up for others. Now it's time to show up for you. So I ask you, from one person to another, will you give yourself just 5 minutes tomorrow morning to create a future that feels alive again? If you're ready, here's what to do next. Check mark, hit the like button if this message spoke to you. Leave a comment and share which of the 5 steps you'll begin tomorrow. Subscribe and turn on notifications because there's so much more coming, and I don't want you to miss a single tool that could change your life. And most importantly, share this video with someone you love who's over 65. It might just be the greatest gift you ever give them. More time, more energy, more life.